I'd like to warn some kids, or yeah, kids, because me being 30 now, I can look back at a decade or 15 years of constant nonsense and see people like our boy Takashi 6ix9ine in the situation that he's in, and I can say, I can look into this camera. It's so weird on side, like I can't really look into it. Anyway, I can say that without a doubt, you could have got more girls. You could have had a better time. This goes for 99.999% of people, not Takashi 6ix9ine, but the regular guy. You're probably clean up your little, get your hair cut, nice job, and all that shit. But a lot of guys get caught up in Takashi 6ix9ine is one of them, who thought, this is how I'm gonna get hoes, this is how I'm gonna get pussy, this is how I'm gonna get money. And in the rare occurrence that it did work, doing that gangster, gang, all the new cool words, swag. I didn't like swag at first, but it grew on me, and now I don't like it again. But you hear shit so many times, and he saw shit so many times in the media and the YouTube, and people growing up with YouTube. We didn't grow up with YouTube. We grew up with like people in the neighborhood to look up to who were selling heroin, cocaine, and we thought that was cool. And we saw people gang banging, and we saw the little hoes, come through, and people like me would be like, well, I want to fuck their bitches. Just honestly, I'm just being honest. I shouldn't be so vulgar. But that was the case in my situation. And it definitely, in the long run, hurt all those things I thought I wanted. And not only that, a lot of it I realized I didn't even want. I realized that the best way to go is a good woman, a best friend, all that soft shit. But you know what I mean. I hope you do. And this man got in and got swept up so quick and wanted some kind of like, during his music videos, you're going on roller coasters with rainbow hair, and something ain't right, something's definitely not right, but you're doing this weird image thing for attention, yes. You've already got a sexual predator case, you already been booked for that, whether he really was in the wrong place at the wrong time or he participated in some shit. And I can say that I've never been involved with no shit like that, but then at the same time, I can't remember who was 17 when I was 18, who was turning 17 on my 18th birthday. Did I smack a bitch's ass that was 17 on my 18th birthday? But I do believe the girl was like 14 or 15, so I can't give him a total pass, and I can't remember the details of the case. I think that she was stripping. I know he didn't even have sex with her. I don't even think he had oral sex with the women, so it's hard to say exactly what happened. I wasn't there, but I will say that he got booked, and they gave him a light sentence, because I know in New York, this is Chicago, and people get away with murder here, and they used to get away with all kinds of crazy shit. People used to get away with everything here. On parole, they'd get away with shit. It was insanity, but because the police had this attitude that lasted until about 2003 or 4 or 5, before the money poured in, like the 9/11 money, that we're just not going to lock everybody up for everything we can unless they piss us off. Then they get their pen out. Oh, he hit me, and he did it, and he threatened the police. Now the judge crimes, and they're like, okay, we're going to book you for like 10 years. But that was after they threw the book at you, the police, on paper. They charged you with everything they could. They would go to court, and the courts weren't even that stern here. They weren't even that stiff. Now things are a little bit more New York-ish. But New York, man, you can't do anything in these California, New York, and these are supposed to be liberal Democrat zones, and they slam you. Not to say they don't slam you in Texas, but they say Texas turning blue, Florida, all that shit. They're just racking you, bro. You're hang it up, man. Put the gun away. Bury the guns. Stop. Get a car, get a gun card, so if somebody robs you, if you feel the need, you got your shit. But you can't just go around holding pistols. The police just pull people over in Chicago now, and they always did. And they're looking through your car. Oh, now they're a little weird about it. They want to like ask you first. Before they would just rip you out the car, cuff you, tell you shut the fuck up. We're going through the car, shut the fuck up. And then if you kept talking shit, they'll just throw you in the back seat after they punch you in the stomach, or elbow you, or punch you in the back of the head, or slam your head on the door, or take the handcuffs and rip them up, push you on the ground, it's all kinds of shit. So it was better just to say, officer, I don't understand, what's this all about? I mean, I'm not no murderer. You treat me like I killed somebody. What the fuck? Shit like that. You know, there's different strategies on how to deal with the police. I'm not going to get into that. The point of the story was, I'm starting this channel, it's going to be called South Chicago News, or Southside Chi News, or something like that. You know, I'm on the south side of Chicago. You know, we'll do Chicago news. But since I'm on the furthest tip of the city, we'll call it South Chicago. Anyway, point is, hurry up, get to the point. This is another case of a dude wanting to be a gangster, and it went horribly wrong for this man, and it happened so quick. The man went from being like one of these new SoundCloud type rappers, right, to then getting a little name. Then he got the attention of the people in them videos, and I saw that video, and that was the first one that really got him popular. And the man had a old grandma, and she put on a red bandana, and I was like, that is no gangster granny. That grandma right there goes to church. Something ain't right about this. It don't look right. It don't feel right. And there was 99 other black people, and you're the only Mexican, was another thing that stood out to me. Why ain't there at least like 2 other Mexicans, or like a random white boy or 2 that joined the gang, or an Arab looking dude, or a light skinned dude or something? You know, it was none of that. It wasn't no Mexicans, no Puerto Ricans, no Latino. It was just all black, which kind of made me start to think, well, this is an all black gang, and you just kind of like bought in. You just kind of like knew somebody, and they were like, you know, chilling in New York, and this rapper dude who's blowing up the internet a little bit back then comes to you. If you're that dude Treyway, or that dude, I forgot what his real name is, but he's the dude who's the main dude, right? He said, Treyway, we don't fall, we don't bend, we don't break in court, right? Which I thought was a bad move, personally. You know, because immediately after he said that, dude fell, bent, and broke. Treyway. So it's not on them. Them dudes are probably real street dudes, and I hope, honestly, if I was the judge, I'd be like, he had some balls to say that shit, and his homie snitched him out. Instead of giving him 30, I'm gonna go ahead and give him 15, so I don't look too bogus to the people that probably want him locked up. I'm gonna cut him a break, because this dude, that's some crazy ass ballsy shit. But anyway, that's just me though. When I'm in jail, when I was ever in the Cook County jail, I'd be like talking to people about their case. I'd be like, man, I'd give you 1 year probation. They're like, you know what, you would be a good judge, because the judge right now is trying to give me 36. I'm like, yeah, that's some bullshit. You know, on that jailhouse lawyer talk shit. Whole nother story. Anyway, so I'm like, this shit don't look right. He's in the video. He's the only Mexican. They got this one lady who looks like she should be in church. They're putting a red bandana on her. And I'm like, this dude bought into that gang. And now the 6ix9ine drama was real thick. It was real thick at the time. It was 6ix9ine video about Chief Keef. That's when I started watching it. When I saw Chief Keef come to Chicago, or I'm sorry, Takashi 6ix9ine come to Chicago, and everybody from Chicago knows them damn birds. When you've been out all night at the strip club, when you've been out all night drinking, maybe when you went to, I don't know, what else is open there. You weren't at church. You hear them birds, or maybe you got up early for work on some normal shit. You hear them birds, your ass has been fucking up all night. You've been drinking, you've been smoking, you've been partying. You geeked out on cocaine and shit, snorting lines all night. Whatever it is you do to keep you up that late, it usually is not a positive situation. And we all know it. And some of us, you know, for whatever reason, we were up. many times in Chicago, and there's these little birds. I don't know what they're called. They're not any bird that's really, maybe they call them blue birds. They're just this generic bird, and they're little. They're about the size of an egg from the store, and probably weigh a third that weight. They make this distinct noise that we know as morning time in Chicago. And he was out there talking about, I'm on your block, I'm on O Block on 63rd. Now, I grew up on 63rd in California, and I remember we had those birds, so I'm sure they got them on King, or down there on State Street. I'm at your projects, da 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 da. I'm like, dude, them birds are out, bro. It's 4:30 in the morning, bro. What the fuck? What kind of goofy ass shit is this? Then you hear some more shit on like that guy's channel. What's going on, fams? He's like, bro, the police were out there watching him, and he had security and he had a police escort. So the fuckery kept happening, the fucked up shit, the real ignorant shit. Like he's put on a show. And then they come out and say, because I was watching that dude, what's up, fams? I forgot his name, DJ, and DJ Academics was involved in it. And it was kind of like a show. They were putting on like a show. It was like entertainment. It was like drama entertainment when the shit was happening. DJ Academics, blah, blah, blah. Then they say that his boys are trying to kill him. Another video I watched was a video of his girl getting a tattoo. And I think that dude Treyway, I don't know his real name, I'm sorry, was giving it to her or was telling her to get it. And Takashi walks out and looked at it. I'm like, damn, they're running trains on his broad, I think. And he's the only one with big money. Like, they're going to be extorting him. I'm like, this dude does not know what the fuck he got into. Now all of a sudden they want to super violate you. Now the FBI comes to him and says, hey, look, man, these dudes want to super violate you. They want to kill you or possibly kill you or hurt you. He's like, fuck, they don't give a fuck about them niggas. I'll go to the casino. They're like, hey, Lieutenant or Sarge, this dude wants to go to the lieutenant, or he wants to go to the casino. He don't want to participate. He don't want to talk. Lieutenant's like, book him. Cuffed him, brought him to jail. The rest is history. They came to him like, his lawyer came to him. Here comes a Jewish lawyer. Well, Daniel, you're looking at possibly 35 to life. He's like, no, I can't do no 35. Then he gets on the phone with 50 Cent. He's like, bro. Then he gets on the phone. He's like, bro, look, I got kids. I got this music popping off shit. I can't be doing no time. You got to understand. Fuck them niggas. I'm like, oh, my God. Now you're a trick of the century. But the lesson people got to take home from this, number one is, where was his dad, of course? There was no dad in the picture. Myself, when I had that tender age, 15, 16, 14 even, that's when you start doing bad shit. You get in them streets. And it could go down like the Titanic. You could end up in I ended up in jail, prison, Cook County. Here I come. Long story short, don't try to be a gangster. Look how quick that man's life. He had potential to have all them little girl fans, all them kid fans, make millions of dollars, and he threw it away because he wanted to have some gangsters in the video with him so he could say things he thought sounded cool to give him credibility. And a lot of guys in the hoods of Chicago do that. They want to be like throwing up gang signs because they think that's going to make them look cool. They want to be saying shit they heard other older motherfuckers say. Like, because they thought that shit sounded cool. Like, here's one example. I knew this young 2-6. And I knew him when he was 14. And then by the time he was 15, 16, he's walking down the street throwing the shit up, talking about 2-6 crazy, ask your old lady if that bitch pregnant. It's probably a baby. I'm like, bro, you did not join that gang just so you could say that one saying. I looked at him like, you're a little dumbass joining the gang because you wanted to say that saying because you thought that shit sounded cool. You know what happened to him? Nothing good, man. Nothing good. I ain't even going to get into people's personal issues. But I used to live on 38th and Albany. For a brief moment, I managed an apartment. My buddy had an apartment before he sold it, fix it up about. So, once again, look before you leap. I think the main point to take away from is this boy did not have a father. He said he was wearing Payless shoes to school. He had an urge to be accepted by other men because he did not have a man in his life, and he wanted to go out there and be accepted by men to try to just be around men, I guess. You know, I don't really want to be around men, but I know what it's like not to have fathers. And you get caught up in the whirlwind, you get caught up in the streets, you end up in real bad places. But just want to say this channel is going to be more on the positive level. A lot of my other channel and shit, it's more the darker shit, more grittier shit. This one's going to be a little bit more positively based. But everybody, God bless. South Chicago News out. David out.